Hello everyone, with me I have the man of the moment right now, AIR 1, Rajan Kabra. Congratulations Rajan, and very well done. How have been the last 24 hours for you?
So, last 24 hours, nearly 26 hours, I got a call around 8:30 in the morning.
Okay,
So, yeah, this has been like completely overwhelming. Uh, it took me time to sink that in. After the president's call, 5-10 minutes, I just woke up from sleep.
okay,
So, I was like, is it a dream or is it reality? So, that was the biggest question in my mind. But over the period of time, yeah, it sink in. Had a good celebration with family, friends called up, interacted with a lot of folks continuously on call. So my father has not have a moment with when he's not on call, not able to take his meals as well without being on call. So that has been the situation last 24 hours. People are coming home, politicians, friends, family, relatives, everyone.
great,
So
great.
yeah.
So it's like a deja vu moment for you, right? You clocked
Yes.
AIR 1 in inter, AIR 1 in final. कर कैसे लेते हो यार?
Yeah, it was a complete deja vu moment. Last 3 years, I had never thought because this has been a completely different journey as compared to inter. So I took time to sink that in because it takes time. Yeah.
Correct. So tell me, what is that one habit that really helped you to clock two single digit top AIR ranks? What is that one trait which you think students should imbibe and what you probably possess?
I think one of the most important thing that I followed all across the three levels was consistently showing up every single day. So, there used to be times when there is work pressure in office during the articleship, but I still tried to, get at least half an hour, at least 1 hour, 2 hour daily so that I could start take the classes, do some reading or something of that sort. So that helped me a lot because I'm a person. If I say in the first 6 months or in the first 1 year or 2 year of articleship, I had not studied, and everything the burden in the end, I cannot take that. So I am a person who cannot study more than 10 hours a day. So
Okay.
I need daily efforts every single day to take that consistently going ahead forward. So that consistency helped me a lot because I used to even coming late from office. Sometimes you are tired, so sleeping early. Sometimes taking classes early morning. Sometimes taking it late in the night. So that consistency helped me kept going is what I think.
So everyone who's listening, showing up daily, I think, is not. I mean, as they say, abs don't happen overnight. For you to work out, you have to get those hours daily, and then they suddenly pop up.
Yes.
Right. Okay, that's great. Were there times where you kind of did not feel like studying, especially during study leave, or you felt that things are not going the way you planned, and how did you cope up with that?
Yes, so it always happens. Like I think it's there might be like there will be nil students, there will be no students who does not go from a burnout or a a thought where I don't want to study. This is done. I'm done for the day, or maybe done for I don't want to study anymore. So this usually happened with me as well. There were times when this happened. So at that time, I used to just talk with my parents, talk with my sister, tell them कि ऐसा ऐसा हो रहा है, this is the subject, this is the topic, I don't want to do it, I just simply can't handle it for the day. So then maybe I'll take a break of 15 minutes, 20 minutes, talk with my parents, then they would motivate me, inspire me कि नहीं ठीक है यार, 2 महीने ही बचे हैं, कर लो, just pick this up, हो जाएगा, let's push this. And in a way, both of them, my parents and my sister as well, they kept me motivated and inspired to go in the journey. I used to interact. I restricted myself to interacting with 3 to 4 friends during the study leave, and they were super helpful. We simply had a doubts group. We used to drop in doubts there, and whenever someone was feeling low, they used to drop in. And if someone has time, they would to call up. कि भाई ठीक है, हो जाएगा, chill. Everyone is in the same boat. So that helped me a lot. So friends and also my mentors recently passed out and also some super seniors. So whenever there was you know doubts and also is obviously they do help you solve that, but the preparation strategy, the mindset, they helped me a lot there.
So making that good ecosystem and cohort helped you a lot,
Yes,
right?
yes,
That was your
yes.
coping mechanism.
Yeah.
So I mean, when you were, let us say, feeling down, you
Hmm.
said you take a 15-20 minute break, but
Yeah.
let's say, were there periods where you had an extended, let's say 2, 3, 4 days where you thought that I'll take a break or
So this usually because you're stuck in the home for 4 months simply. So there you were periods maybe in 2 weeks or 3 weeks when you need a break. So I just used to, like around my city, 15, 20 kilometers, there is a good hill station type of thing. So, and there's greenery all around, surroundings. I love being with nature. So I used to tell my parents ki chalo chalte aaj, we need to go maybe 2, 3 hours, go on a drive with them, go
okay,
to a good place, relax for 1.5 hour, 1 or 2 hours, and then come back. So
yeah,
just
yeah,
to cope up with things, and because you're stuck in home, you need some natural surrounding, you need some environmental support as well. So just taking that 2, 3 hours or half a day helped because over the period of time in 3 weeks, 4 weeks, you get and you're stuck in home, not just stuck as in stuck,
correct.
but
I
yeah,
know,
practically you have to be at home to study. You
correct,
cannot just wander around. So taking that 2 weeks or 3 weeks, depending on the time and situation, depending on the subject I am studying. Say for example, if it had been audit, it would have been 1 week. If it had been something like FR or AFM, maybe 2 weeks would be fine. So depending on that time and situation, I
correct,
would,
correct.
just go and have a peaceful time with
Okay.
my family.
And in FR, I believe you took the regular class, right?
Yes, I took
So,
the regular class.
how did you manage that long? Because FR is probably the biggest subject.
Yes,
So,
yes.
for a student who is starting his journey like yours, how does he or she go around with the lectures, with the revision, and everything for FR? Can you help them?
Yeah. So basically, I took the
Books,
regular
notes, everything.
classes. Yeah. So I took the regular classes for FR. So I guess it took me what 5 or 6 months to complete FR. But over the period of time, after 2, 3 months, I decided, I need some other subject to blend in with FR because now it's getting too much. Like this is too much for me to cope in right now. So I started taking audit classes along with FR. So I did a mix of them so that maybe if I'm starting on a weekend, I would start with FR giving first priority. And once I had done with it, कि ठीक है आज के लिए बहुत हो गया, then I would pick up the other subject and do its classes and lectures that way. So that was my strategy during classes. So actually, I did not take notes or anything as such because your books you had all detailed solutions in it. So I used to mark things, some tricky points or some things which you said which were not maybe not there in notes or some alternative solutions. So I used to just mark them in your notes itself. This was majorly during classes. What went good for me is before I started my industrial training. So my industrial training started in September. Around July, August, just for sake of first reading or just coming back to FR as a subject, I picked up ICI modules just to get an understanding ki what exactly is given there. So that helped me during the 4 month study leave period because I marked certain questions in study module also. I just went through some RTPs, MTPs. So that first reading kind of helped me because I had a break between my articleship and industrial training, a 5-10 days break. So in that break, because FR and AFM were the subjects I took the earliest during the articleship period. So I just wanted to revisit them. So I kind of revisited, and then that helped me in the 4 month study leave starting January. So during the classes and before my study leave, that was the major strategy. I did not take any notes or did not make any notes. I did not make any notes as such, and also writing practice was also very low. I did not do any writing practice before the 4 month study leave period. Coming to the 4 month study period, it took me around 15 days to do first revision of FR. I think 15 is less. Maybe it would have taken more.
Into it.
Uh, so on resources aspect, I ordered the new Shield because I had the older versions. So I had Shield with me. I referred some questions from your question bank, but more or less because I had in the August September period, I had referred ICA module. So that was more fresh to me as compared to your question bank because I had taken lectures back in 2023. So I referred questions from there. There are certain questions in your question bank which did not have the source mentioned, or it was not from the new material of ICI. It was maybe some from old syllabus or practice manual. So I referred those questions because I guess in November 24, business consolidation or business combination or consolidation question that came, which was similar to the question in your question bank, but it was not there in some new ICI material.
It's not there in ICI. It was the old ICI material which we had.
So it was old ICI material, and someone from the November 24 batch also told me this key. You should refer these questions at least from Bhavik sir's book. So I referred those questions, and then all ICI material and RTP MTP was obviously there. So that was my focus on resources. Maybe I had done 2.5 revision for FR, because so the first one was 15 days complete revision, going through every question, marking questions, marking certain steps in bigger questions like consolidation and business combination. So that was the overall strategy in 15 days. Then maybe I had taken around 7-8 days for the next revision. And during the second revision, I was overwhelmed because in the first 2 days I could complete only business combination and consolidation, and I was like, this is not going on the right path. I cannot complete in 7 days if I'm going at this speed. So I talked with few mentors, or few seniors who had just given November 24 and all. So they said that, keep a thing in mind that on the seventh day you have to give a mock. Maybe smaller chapters you can skip for a if you're doing 3 revisions, maybe you can revise the smaller chapters twice. You can skip it for one odd revision. So I did that. And that helped me a lot because the bigger chapters, the focus one of the bigger chapters, tried to complete them within 4-5 days, and the remaining 2-3 days on the smaller indices and other theoretical chapters. That was around second revision, around 7-8 days. Third revision, I could not do it properly for FR. So I said that, last 5-6 days, I will take this up. But then what happened good for me is in the last 6 days, I dedicated 4.5 days for one revision. And in the last 1.5 days, some theoretical aspects, and I just revised the 4.5-day revision, whatever I had done. I just did it again in 1.5 days. So I tried to do a double revision during the last 5-6 days. So I think that helped me because, even if it is 4.5 days, it's a long time period before your actual exam date. So that helped me in that 1.5 day.
But here you scored 90. Students struggle to complete 90 marks of paper, and you said you did limited writing practice. How did you manage to score 90, let alone complete a 90 mark paper?
I might have written 3 mocks for FR, though this is the maximum.
Okay.
I skipped mocks for few subjects as well. So FR and AFM I knew because I knew that, I will need writing practice for FR. So that was for certain because I had heard from seniors that, it is always a lengthy paper. Even if you know the questions and the questions are from the study material itself, or, you know the question, but it will always take time. So I wrote 3 mocks for FR. So that's the maximum, as I said. So that was the only writing practice I did for FR. And maybe because I don't know, from back from the school days, I am a fast writer, so that helped me. That was the thing. And obviously, FR is a very lengthy paper. You know all the questions, but if you cannot write them in the 3 hours period, then it is not possible.
Correct.
And FR and maybe direct tax were the subject which I loved the most.
Okay.
So conceptually, FR was like the most loved subject for me. So, when I sat down on the 4-month study period, I was like, okay, 2 subjects I love the most. So I'll enjoy reading them, that is FR and DT. Then for AFM and IDT, I was like, these are the subjects which are scoring. Even if I give a less effort, I can score more here. And so the end of the day, it was audit, which was the pain point. So I then focused more on that. So, when I sat down, I was like, okay, I love these subjects. I can focus more on this and I enjoy reading these subjects. So FR was the most, the most loved subject and the most enjoyable subject.
So, and while you were preparing, did you try to, do a deep conceptual understanding, or you just tried to remember a few steps or processes? Were you more on the conceptual side or more on the step side of preparation?
So while during classes, I focused on the conceptual part. So one thing that I did was for all subjects, while I was taking classes, I never thought of exam point of view. I wanted to understand the subject. I wanted to, understand what exactly the concepts are. So I never thought of it from TK business combination. Hai, ye first question aata hai exam mein. Nahi. I was like, TK business combination. Okay, how does it practically work? How is the concept actually there? Ye hota hai, X, Y, Z, that way. And as you said, during classes and all, I was more focused on the concepts. But when in the 4-month study leave period, I became more exam oriented. So obviously had a conceptual understanding before coming to the study leave period. And hence after that, then from some point of time, then I began taking a flow because, ICI answers are generally in a flow, even theoretical ones. So say, for example, India's 115. So the answers are in a flow. You have to write the India's, a brief summary or the something about the India's. Then you come to the actual part where you connect the India's with the question in place, and then you give a conclusion. There is a kind of flow which is there. So over a period of time, I realized that if I want to, if you want to get full marks, maybe in a 5 mark question, if I want to get 5 marks, then it is, even if I have a conceptual understanding, some point of time I would have to understand the flow of questions and flow of answering, how the flow of answering happens, and how does ICI give marks on that. So after some point of time, I realized that, and so I, just say, for example, there are 5 mark questions, so there would be 5 pointers where ICI would give marks to us. So I decided to, break down that answer into 5 major points, because it's not possible to learn each and every line, obviously. So whenever I read that particular question, I just decided, okay, these are the 5 points that I have to write. So that happened over the period of time, the last 2 months, the last second and third revision.
Okay, okay. And just, I mean, on a lighter note, did you receive any strange advices while you were preparing? Any strange advice and you followed that?
No strange advice as such. So I was, thankful to have good mentors who did not give crazy advices and gave the actual practical ones, which are possible. People used to say you need to study 14, 16 hours. Never
Yes.
did that. I think that's a complete myth. You'll study for 2, 3 days, but 4 days, then you will again fall. So, I don't think there was even a single day when I would have studied more than 12 hours.
That is
Because
even
as
the
I said,
last 1.5 days?
no, last 1.5 days even. So I'm a person who needs sleep.
Okay.
So I would have taken at least 7.5 hours, 8 hours sleep all across the
Wow.
last 1.5 days as well. So because I think, what is more important is having the mental peace and calmness in those 3 hours. That was most important for me. I used to close my books at around 12, 12:30.
Okay.
Do lunch, have a good, small chit chat with the family before going to the exam hall. So for me, what was more important is being calm and peaceful, because so what I understood over the period of time is those 3 hours the most important thing. Whatever happens in the 3 years, whatever happens in the 4 months study leave, whatever happens in 1.5 day does not matter if you're not able to write the exam in those 3 hours. So because of that, I wanted that calmness in those 3 hours, and hence I took the sleep which I usually take. So all across, all around the 4 month study leave and also in the
Brilliant.
exam period as well. So 7.5 hours, 8 hours sleep was must.
Okay. And in terms of your social media or your other distractions during your study leave, were you on social media or completely
Mhm.
off?
So I was active on WhatsApp, LinkedIn, YouTube. I do not have an Instagram account yet.
Oh, you don't have it till
Uh,
date.
no, I haven't. I haven't. No, I do not have an Instagram account itself.
Okay.
So on YouTube also, I blended it in a way that all CA study related content, uh, played with the algorithm, searched only CA related things, and made that algorithm in a way that, okay, my feed is entirely filled with all the faculty giving strategies and revision videos and everything of that sort. And WhatsApp also I restricted to some few folks only over the period of time. Friends, few close friends used to interact with them only, and that also all across CA study related content only. And LinkedIn, one off way in a week or something, I should just open, just scroll to get understanding of what exactly is happening in the world.
Now you'll have to refresh your algorithm altogether. Huh?
Yes, yes.
Okay. And in terms of, I mean, during exam stress, did you have any guilty pleasure?
Mhm.
Pleasure in the sense, would you listen to songs or would you have to grab a bite or watch some show? If you are in before the exam, if stress picks up, what was your go-to thing?
Uh, Before the exam, there was nothing as such like a guilty pleasure or something. But I used to watch some shows, maybe
Okay.
15, 20 minutes a day, 30 minutes a day that way. Uh,
Okay.
yeah, something like Big Bang Theory or these kind of shows, some movie shows or maybe something of that sort. A
Light
movie in a
comedy.
2, 3 light comedy, a movie in a two,
Right.
3 weeks. That was something I used to do. Uh, without nothing else, with nothing else as such.
Okay, okay. So I understand that you are more of a morning person rather than a midnight study type of a
Yes,
person.
yes.
Okay.
I used to wake up early in the morning. So I had to change my routine. While I was an intern, I used to wake up early in the morning. During my articleship, because I was living in hostel, so it's very difficult to sleep early and get up early because everyone around you is sleeping late in the night. So I had to change the routine. I took classes late in the night during the articleship period. But once I came back home, I changed my routine again, getting up early morning and sleeping early in night.
And which was your kind of the most tricky subject, a subject which you would probably fall asleep maybe while reading sometimes? Was there a
So
subject like that?
yeah, obviously, audit was that subject for me. So,
Okay.
as I said, when I just analyzed the five subjects, because okay, IBS is more or less blending of everything. When
Yeah.
as I mentioned, I analyzed the five subjects, and I was like, audit is a pain point. I know I am, if something screws up, audit is something which will screw up, and you need more effort in audit and less reward is there.
Correct.
So I picked it up every morning in the golden morning hours, 2 3 hours daily, and
Okay.
obviously, and so that's why I picked up in the early morning because I did not want to maybe take it up in the afternoon to get sleepy or anything. So I adjusted the things that way so that I gave the best time to the subject which I know I might screw up.
Okay, okay. And while you are preparing for subjects in general, would you
Mhm.
suggest for students to maybe watch revision videos and then prepare, or only watch videos if for topics where they are stuck up? What will be your revision strategy? Because a lot of students forget, like they would have done FR and AFM especially long time back, and when they
Yes.
come back, it's like a completely fresh slate for most of them. And how
Yes.
would you
Uh,
suggest that they revise?
mm. So basically, I think as you said, it's better to do better to watch revision videos for topics where you're stuck. It's better to pick up the things first from yourself. Pick up whichever material you are referring, pick it up. Understand the concept once. In case there's something you're stuck up, you're not getting an understanding, or you've forgotten that thing, then it's better to go to the revision videos because that will help you in a two-way. Because in case you're stuck, you understand that okay, there's something which is going wrong, and then you pick up the revision videos, it gives you a better clarity because you have read it once, you will watch the revision videos, you will again read it, so that will give you a better clarity and a stronghold of that particular subject or that particular topic or concept. So I think it's instead of just going through all the revision videos and then going and studying, it's better to go to the revision videos only if you're stuck, because
Okay,
this also helps you, because if you're just watching revision videos then studying, then it is you know the concept. But if you try to remember that concept, it will help you also in the exam hall as well, because you're
correct,
trying to remember things.
correct. And I mean, if there is someone who is listening to you and probably aspires to replicate your journey, what will be the
Mhm.
advice that you will share with them?
I think there is nothing as an overcomplicated thing. Simple, consistent efforts every single day will take you to where I am currently. I think, see, because people have started overcomplicating things in our curriculum these days. There is nothing overcomplicated. You stick to the right resources. You stick to the right process. You know, the right resources are obviously everyone around the world knows that ICI is the best resource. And for conceptual clarity, you need teachers. That is the one important aspect because you cannot just take up the ICI module and start reading. There is a conceptual clarity required, and teachers have an experience of more than 20 30 years. Some of them have a lot of more experience, so it's better to get a conceptual understanding from the teachers. Then you refer the ICI resources. There is RTP, MTP, past year papers, everything. So it's just a simple process-driven thing. There is nothing, complicated or nothing crazy here. A simple process-driven thing and consistent daily efforts. I think that is the secret sauce.
Okay, okay. So that's great. Thanks a lot, Rajan, for all the time that you've spent, and I wish you all the very best
Thank you, sir.
for all your future endeavors. I'm sure you're going to really shine bright as you've always been. So good luck,
Thank you, sir.
and wish you all the success and loads of accolades even in the future coming your way.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Great, great. Thank you so much for the time.
Thank you.